Let me show you how Xenett can help you find any inconsistency with the coding, which means if at all there are transactions coded to some wrong account, Xenett's gonna help you identify those transactions. So there's a review point called GL consistency review. Right now what we are looking at is the whole general ledger summarized by a vendor and then further by the account. So we're not literally looking at the whole long list of transactions, but we are only looking at summary, so that makes it super easy for us to quickly scan through how all the transactions are coded. So what Xenett does is that whenever you for the very first time, let's just say when you connect any client, Xenett's gonna scan through all the transactions, it's gonna understand the trend, and it's gonna start creating some configuration in the backend. When I say configuration, what exactly it does is that, let's just say there is a vendor named Verizon. Now, if all the transactions of Verizon in the past were coded to telephone and internet, Xenett gonna create the configuration where it's gonna assume that Verizon was always coded to telephone. So even in the future, all the Verizon transactions should also go to telephone and internet. So just like that, there are some parameters. Based on that, it's gonna create the configuration in the backend. Now, if something gets coded incorrectly, like as opposed to this configuration, it's gonna start flagging them. So let's just understand how exactly those inconsistency will show up here. So right now, as we can see, we are into GL consistency review. Right now, we are looking at all the vendors, all the pays. Now, in this, there is a filter. So you don't have to look at all of them. There is a separate filter that we have it that says inconsistency. So now we are only looking at those vendors where there were configurations set, but there is inconsistency with the coding. So let's just take an example of SAM CPA. So SAM CPA, I mean, as we can see, okay, when you put your mouse here, you will see the configuration, like what was expected account. So in this case, it was an accounting phase. Now, someone made a mistake, coded it to a wrong account called legal and professional services. So Xenett highlighted that account in red because it feels that it's inconsistent. Now, there can be two situations. I mean, if this was an error, you could just put your mouse on that particular account. There's an option to reclassify entries. You just simply click on it, and now you can see you can easily reclassify it from this account to accounting fees account. So even you don't have to select this particular account, the configured account, because Xenett gonna automatically show that account here. Also, all you have to do is simply click on reclassify, and all the transactions from legal and professional services will be reclassified to accounting fees. So this is what you should do. This is how you can reclassify transactions if they are coded incorrectly. Now, another situation is where, let's just say Verizon. We can see that the configuration was set as telephone and internet, but there is one transaction that had some late fees. Now, this is not necessarily an incorrect account. It is a right account. So if you want to remove this flag, there is a way, like you can call it add to config. So what this does is that when you do that, it's gonna add that particular account in the configuration, and it will then disappear from here. That means you are telling Xenett that this account is completely fine and it's not gonna show any flag as such on that particular account. All right. So this is how you can deal with inconsistency. Now, there are some more features here that I would like to touch base on. So whenever you put your mouse on any of the name, you can quickly pull up the ledger for that vendor. See, right now you're only looking at these 3 months, but if you wanted to pull up the whole ledger, you just simply click on it and it will pull up the whole transactions for that particular vendor. So that's like one of the handy thing. If you wanted to edit the configuration, you click on it, and then there's a pop-up where you can see this is the configuration for this vendor. These were the accounts that were configured. If you need to add some more accounts, if you want to change something, you can do that too here. All right. When you click on any of the amount, So let's just say you click here, you can now also drill down and look at all the transactions that make up. So in this case, it's a summary amount, like summarized amount. When you click on it, you can also look at the individual transactions, and if you need to make any changes here as well with each transaction, you can just simply click on it and even make the changes as well. So that's like another way of editing transactions. Now let's just understand the new filter here. So what we do is that out of 84 vendors, we also separate out the new vendors so that you can quickly review them. You can see how the transactions are coded. You can set the configuration if it is already not set. So that way, the whole purpose of viewing these new vendors is that you first of all verify that they are coded correctly and you set the configuration. So next time you don't have to worry about them. Then we have a match one. So what this match means, so with the match, all the vendors, all the records that you see will be in the green. So that means that the 46 vendors are completely matching with what was set as configuration. So you it's out of 84, you don't even have to worry about this 46, because whatever was expected, whatever was configured, the actual transactions are exactly posted that way. So you don't even have to worry about it, right? And then we also have a not configured ones where, see, there are parameters based on that Xenett's gonna configure it. It's not gonna try to configure every single vendor. So there will be certain vendors where, for example, Amazon could go to multiple accounts. Xenett will not try to configure those kind of vendors. So we just separate out those vendors here so that you have a visibility as to which are those vendors where there is no configuration set as such. And then we have multiple GL. So just in case, if you quickly wanted to see that, hey, which are those vendors that are coded to multiple accounts, you can quickly look at them as well, right? So these are quick filters here. Now you can also set some configuration here. So when you click here on config, there are some vendors that you want to hide. You can do that. There are some transactions type that you want to hide. You can do that. So in this case, because we pull the whole general ledger, it's also going to pull up all the transactions, like payroll transactions, journal entries, all of it. So if you wanted to exclude any specific transactions type from here, you can do that too. Same way, if you wanted to hide some accounts, you can even do that too, right? And these are like a months comparison. So by default, there are 3 months. If you wanted to add some more months, you can actually add some more columns here as well. All right, so that's configuration. Now, just like we have this view where you can view this, like this is summarized by pay and then by GL, we have a different view as well, where you will now see this is an account and underneath these are your vendors. So this is also something I also personally like, where, because now you exactly know the whole summarized general ledger. So in this particular case, it's you can quickly scan through and see if something, for example, accounting phase cell doesn't make sense. So you can even quickly spot it here. You don't, because you're not looking at individual transactions, it's easy to spot a problem like that. Now with this by GL, we don't really we don't set any configuration for this one. And that's why you'll not see any of those filters, you'll not see any of those flags here. Right now it's just more like an information, more like a report that you can look at it. Obviously, if you need to fix something, you can click on it, look at the transactions and fix it. It's just that there is no flag at this point with the by GL. Yep, so that's pretty much it with the GL consistency review, and this is how it can help you find the coding issues. All you should do every month, just simply focus on inconsistent one, resolve them, just simply look at the new ones, make sure those are coded correctly, and then you set the configuration. That's all you have to mainly focus on, and you should be all good.